Hello, it's Shaylin again with tip number 2 on how to be successful in college. And again, these videos are made for lower income people that are first generation students or anyone that wants to do better in college and just kind of doesn't know where to start. I really hope this helps you because it really helped me in college. And so I did just recently graduate. So I can't use these tips anymore. So I just wanted to push them on to someone else if y'all were able to listen and find this video. So again, my name is Shaylin. I just graduated from UTA with a double major bachelor's degree in business management and business marketing. I am 23 years old and no, I have not found a job yet. But again, I am interviewing for a couple right now. So hopefully by the time I make my next video, I've already found a job. I'm really looking for a job in marketing and that's where I want to work, and I will definitely tell you all my tips and tricks on how to get a job after graduating from college as well. I just want to go ahead and do these tips first while it's still fresh on my mind because I just graduated last month. Well, less than a month ago. So the tip is do not cram for exams. I cannot stress this anymore than do not cram for exams, okay? That's just the one thing that so many college students do and so many college students brag to each other about, just cramming or, oh, I didn't study until today. I was studying on my way here from the car. Like, I don't know why it's so acceptable and why so many people do it, but it's definitely something that we have to get rid of. It's a human imperfection that we cannot carry on to be successful in college, especially when your exams are harder or they get more in depth and you get more into the field that you're going into specifically. Like the exams are just something you do not want to cram on and you do not want to take that chance. So yes, this is an obvious tip, sorry, but I'm going to go into it from my perspective. So I actually crammed for exams for about 2 years, and for this very last year, I decided not to cram for exams. And I had a professor that put it in really good words on why we should not cram for exams, and so I'm going to share that with you. He said that he noticed that most students self-sabotage themselves by not studying for exams, and it's more on the note of, if I study for the exam and I fail, it's going to hurt my feelings, but if I don't study for the exam and I fail, I don't care. But if I study for the exam and I pass, then it's just like, oh, well, that's supposed to happen. But if I study for the exam, if I don't study for the exam and I pass, then it was just luck. And it's not really I'm smart or I know the information. It's just like, I got lucky. And so this really changed for my perspective for me, because I'm one of those people, I think of myself as a smart person. And whenever I was cramming for exams, I knew I was smart. But whenever I failed an exam that I studied for, I was really hard on myself. I was so upset, like, you're so stupid, you need to do better. Like, this answer was so easy, you knew it was the other one. Like, it was not cool at all. And so I completely understand that perspective on self-sabotaging more than almost probably anyone, because the voice in my head was definitely like, you need to do better, you can't do this, you're not stupid to not study for the exam. I was stupid for not studying for the exam and cramming all the information in. So if you could just really take this example and push it to yourself and realize what is the reason you're not studying for your exams, then I feel like it will give you a new perspective and it will really help you prepare more for exams and to actually be successful overall in college. So for me, whenever I decided to take this advice and stop self-sabotaging myself, I actually never made less than a C on an exam. And of course, that goes without saying, if you study for an exam, you are going to pass it. But the fact that as soon as I started studying 3 hours a week before I had an exam, I never ever made a 68 or a 69 again was crazy. And I actually slipped up one time after I started studying for exams and I decided to cram and I made a 64 on the exam. And I was extremely sad. I was just like, so I've been studying for all these exams and that is the reason that I've been making my C's and above. And I didn't use that technique on this exam and now my grade's gonna suffer. My grade did drop. It dropped a bit because the exam was a heavily weighted exam within itself. So after that, I decided I'm gonna always study 3 hours a week for my exams. So how this kind of looks for me is I would go on my monthly planner. I have a monthly planner that I write out every month. And whenever I knew there was exams, I would go ahead and outline the date on my calendar. And I'll say I have an exam that day. So when that week approaches, I pretty much keep a solid schedule. And if you watched my last video, you would know my schedule is very solid. I go to school on certain days and I work on certain days. So I was able to look at my calendar and know whenever I had time to study for my exams. And my ideal time is 3 hours to study for an exam. So if I could study 1 whole hour, then I'll put study for 1 hour, study for 1 hour, study for 1 hour throughout the week that I could. And if I couldn't, I would start more days back, 30 minutes, 30 minutes, 30 minutes, 30 minutes. And I would set reminders as well to help me to remember to study for my exams. And it just overall prepared me so much better for my exams. Again, this is extremely important, especially for me and especially for people that are getting closer to graduating in college. It seemed like the professors decided to start making exams weigh a lot more for the class percentage than ever before. I think my last semester, some of my exams weighed 65% of my overall grade. So 65% was my exam grade, and then the rest was like quizzes, homework, discussion boards. But all that stuff, even if you did it and you did 100% on it, it was still only 35% of your grade. So if you took an exam and you made 60 after 60 after 60, you were going to have a D. And for me, these were all in my major courses. So if I made a D in any of these, I would literally have to retake the class over. So it was not helpful at all for me to do that. And it kind of is hard whenever you get a class that 65% is weighted on exams, because you just kind of want to psych yourself out and just, I can't do it, I'm gonna fail anyways. But it actually pushed me a lot harder because I was like, no, now I really cannot fail. And so before this happens to you, I want to go ahead and try to help you get a good study routine for exams going. So if you're able to just go ahead and start studying for your exams with this upcoming semester starting. I know it's only like 3 weeks into school right now, but if you come across this video, study for your exams. Do not cram, please. So this is all that I have for my second tip. I will be posting my third tip next week. Hopefully you'll like and subscribe if you like this video or if you like this type of content. I will change later on as I get a job and as I progress in my marketing career. I'm going to make more videos. So if you just want to see from the very beginning all the way up into who I build myself into be, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.